Osteoporosis weakens the bones to the point of becoming fragile and easily breaking. More than 40 million people either have osteoporosis or are at high risk for serious bone loss and fractures. Lurene Cachola has more on how women can deal with the problem.
Unless there's a problem, many of us don't give our bones a second thought. There are more than 200 bones in an adult, offering support and strength to the rest of the body. Besides suffering direct injuries, our bones are also at risk of osteoporosis, a disease that causes them to become less dense and more brittle, greatly increasing the chance of broken bones.
So you don't go from having normal bones to osteoporosis. There's sort of a spectrum. Once you get to be osteoporotic, you're a lot more likely to have fracture from minimal trauma, just falling, or sometimes your bones just break without falling. There's an in-between category called osteopenia, where bones aren't normal, but they're not quite low enough to cause you to have fracture. And at that juncture, we often look to see if you need to be treated.
Dr. Gaden, medical director of Baptist Women's Health Center, says that osteoporosis is extremely common and affects as many as 10 million Americans, men and women, although being female increases the risk. Other factors include inactivity, smoking, drinking too much alcohol, not getting enough vitamin D, and poor nutrition. Those modifiable factors are things that people can do something about.
It's hard to think about the skeleton as being a dynamic organ system, but it is, and you can reverse the changes of osteoporosis through lifestyle changes and sometimes with medications. There are lots of medications. There's lots of different administrations that you can have. You can have pills, you can have infusions that are once a year, you can have daily shots. So there are a lot of kind of medications that can be given in all different routes of administration.
Osteoporosis can be a silent disease, causing damage without a person knowing until they break a bone. There are ways to scan the body to determine whether the bones are losing their density. The most widely used technique is called a DXA, or DEXA study. Dual energy X-ray absorptiometry uses a pair of X-rays to scan the bones of the body to help uncover whether a person has osteoporosis or an early form of the disease.
You lie recumbent on a table for just a few minutes and a very, very low dose of radiation is given. And then we can determine what your bone mass is and determine where you are in the spectrum of normal osteopenia or osteoporosis.
Once the problem is being diagnosed, there are a number of medications used to treat osteoporosis, along with better diet, increased amounts of vitamin D, and calcium and exercise. And there's more good news. By making those changes, including quitting smoking and fixing other risks, osteoporosis can actually be prevented. In fact, taking this series of steps can even reverse the impact of osteoporosis. For Smart Medicine, I'm Lurene Cachola.